As I go to anywhere I flow, sometimes I believe, at times I should know. I can fly high, I can go low. Today I got a million, tomorrow I don't know. Decisions as I go to anywhere I flow. Sometimes I believe, at times I should know. I can fly high, I can go low. Today I got a million, tomorrow I don't know. But for sure, we're all playing the same game, waiting for more. But I'm known and known, special when I come. Hate will make you cry, love will make you call. Make me feel the warmth, make me feel the cold. It's written in a song, from the Lord. This is a call, we rise and we go. Dancing in the moonlight.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Turn it down a little bit. I'm putting my weighted vest on. Hi, guys. I'm sorry that it has taken me some time. I had the kids over last night for the neighbor's birthday party, and I didn't realize they were in this room causing such havoc because there were so many kids everywhere. And yeah, so had to do quite the cleanup action in here from the sparring that was going on last night and all of the fun times for the birthday party, even setting off some fireworks, which is always a fun time, right? Who doesn't love fireworks, right? Who doesn't love fireworks? I hope you guys are having a good Saturday. This is like going to be death of me right here. I have so many clothes on because it's so cold outside. Let me get this thing situated, you guys. It's been the day. Well, let me just say, it has been the day already. And there's a fall fest to go to. It's got a lot going on. So much going on. That's the beauty and the fun of being a parent and having children. There's so much happening. Hold on, let me see what's happening over here because it's not showing up. What's up? What's up, Patrick? Okay. Oh, California time. So what is that? Hold on, what time is it now? So you're 8:30? Is it 8:30 there? 8, 9, 10, 11, right? 9, 10, 11, yeah. Quick maths. I feel like I'm in 8:30 in my brain right now. Still drinking my coffee. It got cold now because it's like, was it in the late 30s? Or late 30s. It was in the high 30s, like 37, 38 degrees. That's cold. So, I haven't even had time to do my stretches or anything. That's okay. I did, however, start setting up for my podcast. So I'm so excited about that. But that's going to be in the nighttime hours because I'm just out of all the hours that I have available for my daytimes with all these kids. 8:35 in North Cali, huh? Where are you in? What's up, Sam? Thanks, man. You're a trip. I tell you what. I'm glad to see you on here, though. Always giving me praise in the physical form. Thanks. Where did you say you were? Oh, SF's at San Francisco Bay. Is that what that is? I should know that, but y'all gotta give me a second for my brain to start working again. We had so many kids over at the house last night. We did fireworks. It was the neighbor's birthday party. So we had a little thing for her here, but we had a house full of children. Like, it probably looked like a summer camp up in here. And I told them to clean up here, but I realized that they did not. So I've been in here doing I kicked them all out. And then today, told them, go out and go do something at your other friends' houses so I can do my stream. And then realized I had to clean up. And I didn't have my charger plugged all the way in to my computer. So what I thought was charging was actually not. So that was also fun. It was completely dead. But this is going to save my day right here. I don't know if you can see it because of that glare, but I'm going to dive in on that. Yes, I'm doubling down. I got my coffee and I got my energy drink. But the energy drink has I'm not caffeine sensitive like that, but the energy drink has like vitamins in it too. So I don't feel so bad. Okay? I'm going to go there. I'm going to wear my weighted vest today though. See how that goes. I'm not quite sure how that's going to be, but I'm going to do my walk like normal with my weighted vest. I was going to do arms, but I think I'm going to move over here to the bench. I don't know if you can see it over here. And I'm going to do some presses and push-ups. Push-ups? No, like press, like plated push-up. Pushing up with the plate. That's what I'm going to do. Push-ups. So you guys, I really wanted to make it down. I don't know if there's anyone on the Fit to Be Wild page on here right now, but when is bow season end? When does bow season end in Georgia? That's what I was going to look up because I really wanted to make bow season and use my bow. I haven't used my bow in a minute, and I wanted to get that puppy back out and try. And for any of you guys that aren't down with that, I would really like to. You guys have no idea how bad it is with the deer and getting like overpopulated and accidents happening and them running out into the streets, and it's an overtake. But when we get deer, it's so we can stock up our refrigerator, freezers. It doesn't go to waste. It goes to a good cause, and we eat them. I mean, if you eat cows and all the things, then you shouldn't have a problem with, getting the deer and eating it. And plus, yeah, I think that it's a win-win. We're saving families from having actually, we had 2 of my friends hit deer already this season. One of them totaled their car, and the other one just had their front bumper smashed in, but nobody got hurt. Of course, a little startled when the deer does not decides like last minute to sprint out in front of the car. That's never fun. That's never a fun scenario. Anybody in the chat ever hit deer? Nice, Bo. That is awesome. Way to come back at it with that. That is pretty funny. Hey, that's what they, even though you're not a dad, that's what they call a dad joke. Dad humor. I like it. It's witty. It was funny. YouTube is working. All right. Thank you. All right. Yes. They're all deciding to work today. Well, also my daughter, I got a little fire tablet for the neighbor. She just turned 7. So I got her a fire tablet so she's really good at reading, so she can keep reading and putting all her books on there. But it also hooked it to where she could call my daughter on the Alexa app on there, since Alexa is linked with the fire tablets. Alexa, cancel. So she's got the little tiny one that's like this big, and it's got a screen on it, so she can do video calls to family and stuff, my daughter. And so I was hooking that up, and it worked perfectly when I was hooking it up. And then today, when I'm trying to get on here and come on the stream, of course, they were trying to talk to each other. So she called over here, but there was no sound, and I could not figure that out. So I'm like, and then I got on here and I couldn't figure out the sound. I'm like, what's happening? Then my royalty-free music, then it wasn't playing the sound out of the speaker. I was like, what the heck is happening today? It was like trying to do me for doing my stream. Sorry, I'm usually doing this off camera, but I was already rushing to get on here, so I'm just going to do my stretches on camera. And then we'll go from there. Oh my gosh, my calves. Oh, these calves, those are walking super simple. You guys have plans? Anybody got some cool plans this weekend? We're going to a fall festival for the school, more kids stuff. That's how it goes usually. Usually with my older kids, we would always be at like a game, either football or basketball or volleyball, depending on what they were in. So we were always doing something on the weekends because I constantly have practices through the week, and then every single weekend you're tied up with a game, almost every single weekend. So my cousin in Georgia, her son is like on track to be a professional baseball player. They do travel league, and I don't know if anybody knows what travel league is, but that is when your kid is you're driving them constantly all over the place, all weekends. I mean, that's dedication to the parents for doing that for their kids, and dedication to the kids who are, committing to doing something like that and giving up literally all their extra free time to hang out with friends and stuff to do their sport, to do their trade. So it's really cool. I think volume buttons are at the top. Yeah, that's the one, Bo. Postseason never ends. That's so good. Yeah, that's the one. The buttons are at the top. I like the Kindle Fires because you have so much control as a parent. All the parent controls on there. I guess I should just start this thing. I'm telling you guys, I'm not blah 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 blah. Are you ever in that space? You're just like, ugh. Your body doesn't want to go through the day. You have to get your mind to control the body to move and make the efforts and do all the things. That makes sense. We all have those days, right? Today's that day. And then I just learned that the teenagers stayed up until like 4:00 in the morning. So that was interesting. Hold on a sec. Okay. I had to look out the window and see who that was. leaving my house because I thought everybody had left. Making sure there's no intruders. Y'all gonna have to watch that live in full effect. And me grabbing my double barrel shotgun. No intruders coming in. Well, speaking of, I need to get down to Georgia so I can fire off that puppy and do some more training with my guns and my bow. I gotta reset my bow too. Anyway, anybody having a blah day, or is it just so beautiful where you are? It is actually very beautiful outside. I can't complain about that. It is so nice. This is my brain trying to wake up. What I was saying was I realized that the kids stayed up until like 4 o'clock this morning. So they had quite the time after I fell asleep. I'm talking about the teenagers. I set the alarm at night when I'm going to bed. So I know when people are here or when they're not, when they're inside, so I can keep a full lockdown on these kids. All right, I'm going to 2.5. Oh wait, hold on. I'm going to pause it. I'm going to put my weighted vest on. Actually, I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to go back to walking. Or not. Okay, start, pause. Look here. It's my day, y'all. It's my day. This is how it's going to go. It's just how it's going to go. That's all right. It could be worse, and I'm not going to complain anymore about it. Today is beautiful. Sun's shining. All the kids are good. I'm good to go. And you have a life filled with all the littles that constantly need you and your guidance. You're always on there, and you're always on their time. Anyone that knows me knows that my kids come first and foremost in my life, no matter what, no matter where I am. I'm looking up bow season. Sorry, Bo, I'm not talking about you, Bo. I'm talking about so bow season, I think, and each state is different, if I recall correctly. Bow season in Georgia is going to be different. That's where my land is. Bow season, Georgia, 2024. That's where I can go and actually, because it's nothing but woods for acres and acres and acres. So I can go there and I can practice shooting with my guns. Let's see, deer season, Georgia, dates as follows. Archery is September 14th. Wow, it started in September through January 31st. Huh. Okay. Oh, wow, so we're already in, okay, we can already do rifles starting October 12th. Got it. Date does start in Georgia. That's what I was talking about. September through October. Oh, it started and already went. I guess you can just choose whatever. Firearms starts October 19th through January. What are we in right now? October. Oh, it starts today. All right, I gotta call my cousins today then. Let's see what. Bo, did you do your fast? Anybody get their fast going on? I don't know what. I have no idea why Instagram does what it does. Let me see. Actually, I think I do recall what I did. Hold on. Let's just see here, loves. I forgot to do this part. Whoopsies. That's what it might be. I think it goes back to the beginning. Whoopsies. There we go. Okay. Now, we'll see if it works. So, I definitely did not do the whole fast like I normally do. I started the fast on that Tuesday night, and I went to Thursday morning, and then I ate Thursday morning, and I was trying to go do the 72 hour, but I don't even know how many hours that is. 36, 24, 36, 36. Yeah, 36. It wasn't quite the 48. I was trying, but whatever. At least I did a little. At least something happened. I don't know if I reached autophagy, where your body redoes replenishes the dead cells and replaces it with the new cell turnover. I don't know if I did my natural anti-aging fast, where your body wants to regenerate new cells and get rid of the old ones, but thanks, Bo. I know I'm not usually doing it on Saturday, but I didn't do it yesterday because there was so much going on and I could not break away. So I had to. I'm like, let me just pick up a Saturday and see how we do on Saturday. See how much motivation is out there. Is anybody getting out and moving their bodies on Saturday, or is Saturday a day where people just like to chill and do nothing because they do stuff all week? I don't know. I feel like if I don't know. Like if you're, well, I guess you're retired, right, Bo? You're retired, like in a retired status. I don't know. I feel like when you do retire, do you find yourself doing more or sitting around more and just chilling more because you work so hard and then you put your time in and then you just want to chill? That's what I'm wondering. What's the what's the thing that people like to do when they do retire? I don't know what I would feel like. I feel like I would be, I don't know. I think it would go day by day for me, for sure. I definitely feel like I would do more, and I would be doing all my talents that I want to do. I want to paint, want to build my structure, my little towers, my candle towers, and build all my, I have so many creative things that I want to do, but I just don't have the time to do it raising kids. But I know once the kids are raised, and I know I'll go through the empty nest because it's always so hectic around. Not hectic, I feel like is a bad word, but it's always so much going on all the time. So much fun. It's just, I'm not complaining about that. It is so much fun. Last night I was I love my life. The kids were just running rampant and having the best time, and we were doing fireworks out back, and everybody was just it was so alive in the spirit of childlike energy. And I love that, and I love that feeling, and I will miss that. But I feel like when I get older and the kids are grown, I'm not sure that I'm gonna have too much of an empty. I will have emptiness feelings, of course, because I'm a mother by nature. That's just, I'm nurturing, and I love that part of my being. But I do also have other things I love to do, and I don't have time to do them. So I do feel like I will be filling that void. I feel like I'll come into my own with all of my creative talents when the kids are grown, and I'm probably in my 50s. I feel like it's gonna be a whole new era for Cara. Maybe I'll write a book about that. You don't have to let empty nesting take over your mental space. You can fill it with all the things that you've always wanted to do. So, who knows? Who knows what the future holds? But I do like that name, A Whole New Era of Cara. Let's go. I'm gonna write that down. All right. Yay, they're all working. Thanks, Bo. Thanks for checking. I'm telling you right now, somebody left this window open in the game room. And I told you it got in the 30s last night. So it is so cold in here. But I do not want to turn the heat on because it's going to heat up through the day as the day goes on. And I'm going to heat up too as I continue my workout. As we get into the zone of the workout, I was gonna stream like a lot longer today because I'm gonna stream all the way through like the workout, the stretch. I'm gonna do something more than being on the treadmill today, you guys. I am going to go over here with my bench and maybe do some like weighted plated sit-ups with some shoulder press-ups. But yeah, I am gonna have to hop off here probably at like 2:30 and get ready for the fall festival I have to go to with the kids. More kid stuff if they're feeling up to it. It's funny because kids can go literally all night long, not get any sleep, and then just be like vibrant and ready to go the next day. At least the kids in my orbit are like that. I'm like, aren't you guys tired? Don't you guys just want to chill today? No, we're going to the festival. I'm like, all right, fine. Let me get my workout in. Let me get in my time with you guys. And then we'll roll out and do the things. But I also have so many things going on in the editing world with my videos that I'm trying to come out. So, there's a lot going, a lot in store, a lot going on. It'll get out when it gets out. I am excited about the podcast though. Because that's going to be once the kids are asleep at nighttime, probably in the week. So I'm thinking, I'm like rolling around the idea of like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or maybe a Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday. I don't know. What do you think? What are good evening time podcast live streams that you think would be good times to be sitting down and just chatting, not like me doing the workouts. I'm not going to be doing workouts on the streams. Just going to be talking. What do you think, Bo? You think that's going to be? You think the time frame would be? I'm at a 3.1, by the way. 3.1. I'll go to a 3.5 in a second. I'm feeling like once I get to 15, I'm at 13 minutes right now. 13 and 10 seconds. Then I'll go to 15. Not going to 15. That's going to be a full sprint. I'll go to 3.5 at 15 minutes. I'm going to try to throw it out and see when are good times to be on a podcast for for live streaming. When probably I'm thinking like, so I usually get the kids in bed like around 7:30 and at night during the week because we have such early mornings. Yeah. Well, unless I alternate days for the live stream workouts, so I don't know. Because this is going to be just chatting like a podcast, going over new studies, talking about stuff going on in the health world, health and fitness related stuff. That's not, I guess we could talk about it when we're on here too. We do talk about all kinds of stuff, but sometimes it's hard for my brain to process all the actual thoughts, and I want to be able to look stuff up and all of the things on a podcast. So it'll probably be evening hours. Oh, I see. So if I'm evening like 7:30, let's say if I'm on from 9 to midnight here, Eastern time, 9 p.m. to midnight, it would be what? 6 p.m., 7, 8, 9, so 6 to 9 West Coast time, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. in the evening. So that's pretty good. You could do a 9 to 12. That's because if I do 9 to 12, then I could get 1, 2, 4, 5, Ooh, that'll put me at 5 hours of sleep before getting up. I'm gonna have to think on that. Once I start factoring in how much sleep I'm getting, that changed the game right there. We'll see. I'll figure it out. I do like that though. I don't want to do early mornings because that would be so early there. So if I did a podcast early morning, starting to heat up now. Woo! If I did it early morning, then I would be like super duper early there. Be like, let's see if I did 9 to 12 here and then do my workout. Maybe. So it would be 6 a.m. there. That's not that bad, right? 6 a.m. Huh. We'll see. Is your brain up and at it that early in the morning? That's the thing. That's it. So what I was learning about, we were talking about the other day with the foods to eat for the dementia. It was interesting when I told you guys about the eggs, 1 to 2 eggs per week would keep. That sounds good. 9 in the morning. It would be like 6 to 9 a.m. before I would start with the workout segment part of it. But so the foods to eat that would lessen your chances of having the dementia, I thought about obviously like people that are not eating meat or not eating eggs to find out what that was. Like what would be the same circumference for like positive foods to eat in your body that weren't involved, like didn't involve people who are meat eaters. Like most of the stuff that was coming up were, animal products, but I know there are many people that don't eat any animal products, so to eat lessen, let's see, chances of dementia for vegans. Vegan, is that V-E-A or V-G-A-N? Let's just see. Let's throw it out there in the cyberspace. I usually get up around 4, 5, 6. Yeah? Oh, perfect. What are you doing at 4 in the morning? What do you do? Like when you get up at 4, what are you doing? Help reduce the risk for vegans. Oh, look at there. It's perfect. Just threw that out there into old Google space, and I got. So, extra virgin olive oil is such a big thing that keeps coming back. So, extra virgin olive oil. Also, my father-in-law started doing that. He started drinking like a little shot glass of extra virgin olive oil before going to bed at night. Let me see what that does. Like the extra virgin olive oil also for people with inflammation, like inflammation and arthritis or inflammation, in your joints. If you've got achy joints or achy fingers when you bend them, especially when the cold months come. If you take a tablespoon of coconut oil, and either you could put it in your coffee. I know it sounds weird, but it actually tastes very good. You put it in your coffee, or you can just straight up drink it or eat it, which is also very good for your like gingivitis or whatever you got going on in your mouth. If you have an infection or you got whatever, it just cleans the gums and cleans around the teeth. So it's also something good to like take a teaspoon of, put it in your mouth and swish with the coconut oil. So I know coconut oil is like super good for you, but let me look up benefits of drinking extra virgin olive oil because I have heard a lot about that. Extra virgin. And you guys know all about that apple cider vinegar, but this is a new thing that I've been hearing about is the benefits of drinking extra virgin olive oil specifically before bed. Coffee. But then what, Bo? Do you have people up at at 4 o'clock in the morning that you like talk with, or are you just doing your work, or just like looking on the internet? Or I just don't like what does one do when you wake up at 4 in the morning while you're drinking your coffee? You just put the news on and chill, or are you working out, or what's happening? Did you get all your laundry done, by the way? I know you had like 2 huge bags, you said. Okay. It says drinking extra virgin olive oil will help increase your healthy fat levels. Drinking extra virgin olive oil can reduce your risk of getting heart disease, which is huge for like the guys in my family that have heart disease in their history. Taking extra virgin olive oil can help you sleep better. Interesting. Extra virgin olive oil before bed can help with inflammation. So I'm wondering if you double down, if you take extra virgin olive oil plus your coconut oil plus your apple cider vinegar, you guys are going to be like bionic when you wake up. Like, that's just going to be the like power pack combo. So extra virgin olive oil, coconut oil, and apple cider vinegar. Bam! That's the shield of life right there for inflammation, resetting your pH balance, all that. What's up, Devsky? Long time no see. Good morning. Good morning. Guten Tag. I'm not quite sure why I use that language. I'm just talking about the benefits of, or how to like super shield your body from inflammation, keeping the pH balance, keeping your sugars in check. So if you're taking extra virgin olive oil, I would do like a shot glass, right? And I would take a shot glass and put a third. So I would do a third extra virgin olive oil, a third of it of coconut oil, and the other third apple cider vinegar in the shot glass, and take that down as like the super shield of life for it to help all of your things. Talking at 4 a.m. I don't know. I just like watching the news, having an early start to the day. It's the opposite of when I used to stay up till 2 a.m., right? I heard about to get in the, my body is aching from work. You're about to get in the jacuzzi. Oh, yeah. Nice. It's achy from work. Yeah, the hot is really good. Do you let the jets like hit you on your rhomboids, those muscles in the back? The jets in the jacuzzi are good for hitting those muscles in the back, and also right around your sciatica area, your hips. It's really good to loosen up all of that lactic acid that's in there. Stretching, Devsky, is also good. But these things are really good. So especially you're talking about aches from your body, right? All of these things that I'm talking about, the extra virgin olive oil, the coconut oil, and the apple cider vinegar are all so good for all of the ailments in your body, like inflammation, which is mostly what causes the aches in your body, inflammation, and the aches and pains. I gotta lay down full body. It's got the lay down full body jet. Oh, nice. Perfect. So can it get your neck right there? Because people just think sometimes that it's just, because the pain is only in one certain area, that it's not the whole part. But it should go all the way up your neck, all the way down to your buttocks, and get the whole area from the spine. It's like all those muscles around it, neck muscles that run all the way down the spine, the neck muscles, the back muscles, into your glutes. If all of those are massaged, that's why I like the full body heating pads. Well, I have 2 heating pads. One that gets the length of my body. It goes like from the back of my knees up to the top of my butt. And then there's the one that I have that goes around my neck. It's got like a high collar on it that has the heat in it. High collar goes up here, comes across the shoulders, and then these flaps that hang down across the front of the chest to get your chest muscles and the front neck muscles. So I heat those every single night. Like I use that every single night because otherwise I don't think that I would be able to continue just constantly pounding on my body, even though I stretch also, but it's still about like the impact on the joints from all the strenuous exercising I do. So I feel like using the heat helps alleviate the lactic acid that's built up inside the muscles that sometimes stretching alone can't get to. And then what you're saying, Devsky, is that doing the jets like that, getting all that lactic acid out is so good. Or even just like, if you ever put Epsom salt into a hot bath, same kind of thing. Like the Epsom salt gets into your body and helps with all the ailments. When you're in a hot bath, it opens up the pores for the gateway areas, like the inside of the thigh, whereas your groin muscles, like you can get product absorption through there. So when you're in a bathtub, you could probably even put that in your, I mean, I don't know how it works because if you don't have a saltwater hot tub, if it's chlorine, I don't think it will work the same. But I know in a jetted bathtub, obviously it's different. But the bathtub is a great place to put the things that you want to go in and help you with the Epsom salt. They have all sorts of like essential oils in the Epsom salt you can buy these days. But that's a really great avenue if you're trying to like get a nice, if you don't have a hot tub like Debski and you want to get a nice like full body kind of, rest and relaxation to your muscles, you putting in the Epsom salt. It's EPSOM. Is it OM or ON? Like Nancy. I think it's OM. Let me spell it. Epsom. Okay. EPSOM as in Mary. Epsom salt in your hot, very hot bath is really a good aid to your muscles, to fatigue, to healing, to so many things. And then if you're really wanting to take your health of your body and like giving back to your body, this is good to do once a week for sure. Put the Epsom salt in the hot water and then doing an ice bath, which you could get like a big bowl, or if you have like a ice bucket full of ice, get your water only cold in your tub and then just put the 1 or possibly 2 buckets of ice and let that set in, and then get in your tub for, I mean, if you can withstand 15 minutes, that would be great. But 5, hi Hal, thank you. But 5 minutes to start. If you've never done an ice bath, 5 minutes is, you're gonna feel like an eternity because it is so cold. But that's the best way to power pack your body. Like when you get out of that, yes, you can. So Desky, this is how people like extreme athletes, when they're trying to heal their body up at rapid speeds, that's what they do, like Romans would do. That's what I think they call it, like a Roman bathhouse, because that's what they would do to heal their body for battle. So let's go back some history here, baby. So to heal their bodies so they could go out and fight another day, they would go into a warm bath and then get into a cold bath. So when you leave your jacuzzi, if you really wanted to like aid your body and help your body to heal itself at a rapid rate for the following week, this is kind of the same concept I do with my heating pads and my ice packs, which is ice packing my areas. I'll do my knees, my joints. I'll do my knees and I'll do my spine or around my neck, and then I'll do the heating pad. So if you go into your jacuzzi, get all that lactic acid out, and then you make yourself an ice bath, which is you could do for 5 like 15 minutes is the best. It gives your body the ultimate release, but 5 minutes is still a good start. 5 minutes for the first time would be very difficult. No, it's not. I mean, once you're in there, you gotta, yeah, maybe. Okay. Now I'm putting myself there. So, but once you pass like the 1 minute mark, I mean, after that, your body just starts to kind of go into a different space. So you just can't think about it. You just gotta like think about something else. But 15 minutes is really where you should be. Some people go way longer. They just submerge and they stay in. But 15 minutes is the maximum, like the supreme number for helping on your body. Natural cold springs all around me. Can't even swim. Yeah, that's you just gotta hold your breath, Devsky. You have natural cold springs all around you. That's so awesome. That's probably why you have a jacuzzi. Wait, where are you? What area are you in to have that? Let me see where there's natural cold springs. That's really cool. What's the area that has all the natural hot springs? Places that have natural hot springs. I mean, I've gone in one time when I was hiking. That was so long ago. Hot springs. I can't spell when I'm walking because my fingers are not typing the proper letter. Okay, so it says results now. Astoria Hot Springs in Wyoming. Let's see, you got Blackstone Hot Springs in New Mexico. Ooh, Blackstone Hot Springs. I feel like that would look really cool in the Blackstones. Let's see, we got Detroit, Oregon, and then Ouray, Colorado. And then I need to raise my text font maybe a little bit. Camp Hot Wells, and then Chico Hot Springs. Let's see, these are all in the United States. Well, there's Alaska, Arizona, California, Colorado, Idaho, Montana, Nevada, New Mexico, Oregon, Utah, Washington, Wyoming, known for their thermal springs. Shoo-wee! I did not realize there were that many places. Among our favorite is Iron Mountain Hot Springs, which can be found along the Colorado River in Glenwood Springs. This is an hour from Aspen and Vail. Oh, I've been to Aspen and Vail. Wow, okay. Maybe this is like a future excursion. Iron Mountain Hot Springs. I like it. Look up Vortex Springs. Oh, that's right. You're in Florida. I forgot. That's right. Now I remember where you're from. You're in South Florida, aren't you? Aw, thanks, Bo. How Bo? I was asking Bo when I was saying like I wonder when Bo season ends, and Bo said Bo season never ends. I'm like, that is so funny. That was such a good comeback. Vortex Springs. All right, let me see. Vortex Springs. Where is Vortex Springs? Vortex Springs, Florida. But where in Florida? Where is that near? Florida Adventures diving opportunities. Vortex Springs is recognized as one of the best and safest diving resorts in the country. What? No way. 520-acre playground produces 28 million gallons. Vortex Springs? Oh, wow. Vortex Springs Adventures. Wow, this looks really cool. Is that man-made? Or, because it's saying it's the home of... Wait, are there any, like, dangerous sea life in there? You know what I'm talking about. My arch nemesis, the sharks. Like, my most extreme... Hold on, I have to look. I'll be right... You guys, hold down the fort. Top of Florida? Oh, that's near you? I have to run to the restroom fast. I'll be back. I'm taking my... Wow. That was quite the experience. I had to use my son's bathroom is the closest. I don't ever go in there because he's a teenager and he can take care of his own space. But now I see what that looks like. That was scary. Yeah, definitely teenagers, teenage boys. Did you boys take care of your space as kids when you were a teenager? Were you like, did you guys take care of cleaning it up and making it tidy? Or was it like always kind of chaos as a boy? Of course, they're still wet because I didn't want to touch my son's towel, my teenage son's towel in his bathroom because that bathroom was not looking like I like to have it. Nice and tidy, cleaned counters, everything picked up. I just cannot stand laundry on the floor. So yes, of course I did. Bo, were you super duper clean as a teenager? Come on, keep it real. Give me the good stuff. No sharks or gators? What? That can't be true. There's no way. How do they keep the gators out of there? There's so many gators in Florida. I mean, look, there's like, what's the average number of gators that are, let me see. Average number of gators in the water, let's just say in the springs at Vortex Springs. You're about to learn some things, Debsky. About to show you. Springs, Florida. Okay. What, you think there's no gators? Let's see. Oh, I guess unless they are constantly over there getting the gators out. No information about the average number of gators. Paying for that number to be at a 0 or a unknown everywhere here. But the natural springs, they don't bother people. I don't even like when we take the trips down to Florida. You know, I'm from Florida. So when we take trips down to see family and friends in the Daytona Beach, Ormond Beach, Orlando area, well now Tampa, because my son's in Tampa at the college there. I don't even let them, when we stop and they need to like pee on the side of the road. Not to be so graphic, but if they gotta go, and I have to hurry up and pull over. I don't like them to even walk too far away from the car when I'm getting into the Florida territory if there's like water around, because I don't want them getting like snatched up by a gator. There's so many. There's like so many, but it does say a vortex. It does say there's no information about how many gators are there. It's probably about as clean as. Yeah, I know. That's what I hear for the people that do join, the guys who join the military. I hear that it really helped them like be more structured and have more discipline and responsibility and cleaner. Like my dad said that too, because my dad gets up every morning, makes his bed to perfection. I'm talking about like military tidy. You know what I'm talking about, Bo? It is though, Devsky. It is. Don't even play. People be getting their dogs eaten and I don't. I'm like, y'all are not gonna get that stuff. Not under my watch. Not under my watch. But I did hear that, Bo, like once you get into the military, it just like kind of resets, reprograms your mind to now you don't feel like you're doing your day right, or you don't feel like you're going about your day right if you're not like in that same structure. So my dad even still will get up and he makes his bed military tidy, which he's like from side to side. You know what I'm talking about. You have to have it tucked a certain way, tight, like everything's like precision. He still does that. Like, and he always did that. Like he would come in my room too. I'm like, make your bed. You haven't made your bed. I'm like, I'm just gonna get back in my bed. Why do I have to make my bed so I can mess it up again? So it was about him teaching me discipline, and I totally get it now. But at the time, I'm like a teenager. So that's why I understand. But for my son, I guess because I'd never go in there, and that's only his bathroom and his space. But I went in there now, so now I know what's going on in there. You rarely make your bed, though. I mean, because you're going to get back in it. Like, I get it if I'm having, like, company over and I'll make it like to precision, like with all the 50,000 throw pillows that I have. I'll make it nice in case, you know, people are like traveling throughout the house and I want to make sure like all the rooms are look nice and tidy and together and put together. But I mean, honestly, I'm still in also a childlike frame of mind where I'm like, no one's coming in my room, so I want to keep my bed the way I have it. I always reposition because when I wake up, it looks like a tornado happened in my bed with sheets everywhere and the pillows. I have so many pillows. I do like memory foam with the cooling in it because I get so hot when I sleep. So I have that memory foam to my head for my head. Then I have another one. Then I have one that's between the legs. And then I have one that's real poofy so I can hold it and it holds structure through the night. So I sleep with like 4 to 6 pillows. But yeah, gators rarely bother people, but sharks are more aggressive. Yeah. So, okay, so the shark thing, right? So I was watching this documentary. This before we went on. Sorry, I'm like sweating to death now. My little heart. All the love, sending all the love out. So I went down the rabbit hole when I was going to that vacation that I went on, and because it was all about, I was researching like these areas that we were going into and like the shark population and the amount of shark attacks. And it was interesting because it was saying, like these articles were saying about the amount of people that do like commercial fishing in these areas, right? So the areas that were like more apt to have shark attacks were areas where it seems like there was a lot more commercial fishing in the area. So they were used to smelling and seeing the chum and having like plentiful fish. And then when the commercial fishing boats will leave that area, then people are going swimming or diving or whatever in that area, then there are more sharks apt to be around. and they don't see very well. Sharks don't have the greatest vision, so they might mistake a person for food, especially if you're just on a boat and then you're jumping in the water and swimming around. It's they don't know. So I did realize, or I did learn something about where the shark attacks happen, why they happen. And it was interesting because I was talking specifically, I like put in about excursions. So when the excursions, I threw out into Google Space how many shark attacks happen during snorkeling and diving excursions in the Western Caribbean specifically. So it pulled up this video talking about two ladies who got, both of them were just out swimming. This is like where coral reef is, and coral reef is usually pretty shallow, starting in some areas and runs along the coast. So it was like 25 feet, 30 feet depth to the coral, to the sea floor, and where these people were doing like their swims. And so they were out there swimming, and both situations, in two different situations, but both people that got bit by sharks that ended their lives got bit in the same spot, right? So they were both bit in the left hip. So the marking would go like from here, and it went down like this. So it pulled out all their organs. So Lord, let them be resting in peace. But there was two different occasions with a great white shark where these excursions were happening, right? And then they were never able to find the shark afterwards, because I guess obviously it's not legal to kill sharks, but if a shark poses danger to the people that are swimming in the water or whatever, I guess that's where the loophole is. You're able to, go take the shark out, I guess, if you will. You're able to kill the shark so it doesn't attack more people. And this shark now has attacked two people, and they can't find the shark. So I don't know, where it escapes into the depth of the sea or what has, but it is a huge shark bite. So they're thinking that the shark is like around 14 feet in length. I gotta go. Have a wonderful day, gorgeous. Bye. Bye, chat. Oh, bye, Devsky. Thanks for the info. I'm gonna look more into the vortex. That's so funny. Vortex. I'm gonna look more into the vortex. People wouldn't know I'm talking about springs in Florida. They would be thinking like, oh, in the vortex. I'm always like, oh, that's came from somewhere in the vortex of space and time. But I'm gonna read what you wrote in 1 second, Bo. So they said that these shark bites, right, happened in the same spot, and I thought that was very interesting. It didn't seem so random at that point, because there were two in the same type of area, but in different occasions. And they found that since it was an excursion area where boats would take out people from like ships that were coming in, cruise ships, or people just in town visiting that wanted to do a snorkeling excursion, the divers were feeding the fish, right, from the little pouch that they had on their hip. So the divers were feeding like the fish around them and some of the sharks around them. And that included a freaking great white shark. Who would think that this was a thing? So they could get a lot of these divers who take out diving people that are paying for an excursion, they get tips on, tips for, was it a fun time? Were you a good guide? And, did you see anything? Did you see any fish or whatever? So to ensure that they are getting to see fish, or that they're getting to see sharks, if they're doing like a shark viewing excursion or whatever, which is a thing, which I did not know, where you feed the sharks. Like, not a cage. You're just there with the sharks, feeding the sharks. So divers do this, right? So the divers that take the people out on the excursion, they were keeping their pouches with the fish to feed other fish and the fish food to feed other fish and to feed the sharks on their hip, and it was their left hip. So when these women got their shark attack, they realized they thought that the food was in that pouch, because usually the diver would be deflecting with their hand. So, what's up, son? I thought you left. It's like 38 degrees here. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's cold. So somebody left the window open in here. It was freezing, but I'm starting to warm up now. I'm glad that pleases you. So isn't that interesting, though, that the sharks knew that the food was going to be there, and they went to go get the food out of the pouch because it wasn't being given to them, but these humans didn't have the food in the pouch because they were not diving. They were just swimming about. So when we went on our excursion, and I'm with my son doing snorkeling on the coral reef, the diver that we're with had brought food out of a pouch, and I was like, oh, heck no. That's it. We're dying. So I tried to hang way back, and I just kept trying to tell my son, like, don't get too close to him, because he had swarms of fish around him. I'm like, this is what I already saw this happen in real time. Like, I already saw the sharks go after, and the sharks take down several people. So bull sharks are all over the world, even in freshwater rivers like the Mississippi. They like to come up to the shores and oceans, and they'll bite a person in knee-high water. Many documentaries. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Aren't those the most aggressive, or was it tiger sharks? It was either bull sharks or tiger sharks, or maybe both. But also, I feel like, oh my gosh, somebody had this video. I don't know if it was on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, but they posted this video up of the night. They were doing nighttime fishing. They were in the ocean, and they showed the video. I have to find it. I think I posted it at one point. I think you might have commented on it, Bo. Do you remember he did like a pan from his boat over, and it was like 100 sharks or more. They were all like flipping their tails and eating, but it was definitely dark out, moonlit sky. The moonlight was what was like radiating off the shark fins and their tails whipping around in the water. And they were near a bridge, because most of the time when you're near a pier, that's where a lot of fish are, because people are fishing off the pier. I mean, that's where a lot of sharks are, because people are fishing off the pier and gathering the fish around the pier. So the sharks, I'm sure you've seen plenty of videos like that. The sharks will come and eat the fish off of someone's line when they're fishing off the pier. So that's where these people were fishing. They were fishing in their boat near the pier, and then they pan like, I think the title was, they say there's not a shark problem off the shoreline, because they were probably like 50 to 100 feet off of the shoreline, like where the kids play and build sandcastles. So it was like 50 to 100 feet off that shoreline, and it was right near the pier, freaking a sea as far as you could see of sharks, like just everywhere, thrashing their tails and eating all the fish. I was like, oh my God, could you imagine falling in that water? And then I was thinking, and like all of these documentaries that are out about people getting rid of like their wives or their husbands or stuff like that, I'm like, that seems like a pretty good place to hide a body or get rid of a body in the shark infested water like that. I could not believe it. I could not believe what I saw. I was like, holy cow. Was it you? When's the last time I did a bikini contest? Let's see. 2000. It was probably, because I stopped right before I started doing the TV show, Fit to Be Wild TV show. So I want to say it was in like 2016. It's probably when the last time. I mean, I've done plenty of swimsuit photo shoots, like that, but I haven't done like on the stage. Is that what you mean? Like the competitions? I actually did think about it. I just have so much going on right now. The training is intense. Like when I first started it was like I had 2 kids, and now I take care of 5 kids. So, I just don't have the time because you have to get up super early in the morning to do your first training. Then you train in the afternoon, and then you train again at night. So I don't know. I might do it. They have an over 40 division. So, I mean, even when I was doing that in my 20s and my 30s, I was still, actually, the last one I did, I was in my 30s, and I still was beating out like 17, 18-year-olds. What's up? So I feel like now that they have actual separate divisions, because they didn't have that before when I was competing. So I feel like, I would probably start filming my way, like filming the process of getting back on stage. That might be a good like live stream type of filming thing to do, is like getting back on stage to do the 40 plus division with competing. That might be interesting. What do you think? What do you think, Sad? Do you think I should do it? Yeah, because it was like probably in 2016. Teenager Nags has swimming near the pier for a couple hours. Couldn't really see underwater. I know someone had caught an angle shark off the pier. Oh no, who is though? Not many people are in your teenage years, but you learn really quickly once you do learn that, that's not where you wanna. That's not what you want to be doing. I don't know. I just feel like, because my son's like, oh, thank you, son. Oh, I appreciate that. They did start doing divisions, so I think that's cool. Because I was like, because the times that not to like toot my own horn, but I'm like, wait a second. I feel like I'm in much better symmetrical shape than that person, but maybe because she's 18 and I'm like 27, that posed a difference in the way the body was shaped. I don't know. Sometimes I would get a little frustrated. We should compete in Cara in the Maxim contest again. You know what I didn't like about the Maxim contest is that it was all based on, it wasn't based on like your fan base and people just voting on whether or not they think that you are more, I don't know. I don't want to say deserving of, but that your look is more desirable to be on the cover of Maxim. It was more about who brought in the most money and had like, so a lot of these girls that were like, oh yeah, I have, because I would reach out to some of the girls like, oh, you're doing so great, and like kind of pumping them up. And, I found out that a lot of them that were pulling in their money from like, oh yeah, I work at so-and-so topless bar or strip club, and I brought in my regular clients and they dropped money on it. So I was like, you know what, this is not what I anticipated it being. So it kind of turned me off on that, Bo, but thank you for saying that. If it was like a honest and fair, kind of like competing, Sad, when I was competing and I was learning, because I was on a really big team, which is called the Bombshells female athlete team. Even when I was competing and learning, some of those competitions aren't fully regulated for just the winners. It's like who's been here in the industry longest, whose turn is it to get their pro card, and there's a lot of like semantics like that from behind the scene, a lot of politicking going on, and I didn't really. That's what turned me off of it to start with. Like I remember when it was supposed to be, I was up I had trained so hard. I was in my best physical shape, and I was going to. This was supposed to be my concept in my mind, and my coach's mind. This was my contest to get my pro card, and then there was a girl that had been in it a little bit longer, been doing it a little bit longer, and we were sort of similar, but and then they're like, well, this is going to be her time, and then it'll be your time next time. I'm like, wait a second. I thought I should be about in the moment judging. So anybody that's in that arena, that you guys know what I'm talking about. So I don't like it when politics come into those types of things. I think it should just be who's trained hard, who looks the best, and then base it solely off of the facts in your face. Not like, well, let's find out who's been doing this, and I've seen this face for a long time, and let me go ahead and give it to that person. Or like with the Maxim competition, it was about the voting for like the, who was bringing in the most, because it would be like double votes for every dollar spent. So it's such a money grab for Maxim. I'm like, no wonder you're able to fly people. You fly the winner to a photo shoot in Paris or London or Italy or someplace like that. But with the amount of money they bring in per contestant, and how many rounds? There was like 5 rounds or something like that of like qualifiers or more, 8 rounds of qualifiers, and every round of qualifiers times 200, 500 girls. I mean, I made it to the top 3 in my division, but after that, it just got so tedious. I know I had one client, and that family had to have donated like $10,000 on their own accord towards the contest for me. So I'm just like, that was just one person, and I know multiple people were doing voting like that. That's not my thing. It's not my cup of tea. I don't like asking people, like for here, I don't even like, this is my QR code, right? For me and my family, supporting the stream. But I'm not like on here saying, you guys, I'm on here, make sure you donate this. Like, I put it up there, but I'm not good at antagonizing people. Even this one right here, that's for the people. I push this one more than I push that. But this is, for an amazing cause for the people in Asheville, to give them a warm place to sleep at night. But I'm just not the greatest at asking for that kind of thing. I like to offer myself and my knowledge and who I am, and just give my full free spirit in that sense, like free. So it's hard for me to, I don't know. I'm not good at it. That's the bottom line. I'm just not good at it, and that's how. So that is the why I don't want to do another one of those Maxim things. If they would turn it into if there was an actual competition, I would definitely do it. But, the same goes for going back on stage again. I would have to go back to a team, make sure I had good representation, because you don't just go into those things free-handedly. I would reach back out to my team, see if I could get in the 40-plus division, and do that whole thing like that. So, I would have a coach again and go through the whole gamut. That's the only way you can do it when you're at that level. So, I don't know. You never know. I'm done having kids now, so there's that. Because I also had another kid in the midst of in 2017 is when I had Caroline. So that was my 3rd kid. So I didn't go back after having her. Thank you, right? I know, I never even knew my body could do that until I started training like that and feeding it properly. So I never knew that was a possible thing until then. But I do feel like now that I've had my 3rd kid, now that I'm in a space where, she's 7 now, and she's getting more independent, I feel like I could start doing that. Maybe I don't know. Maybe next year. We'll see. We'll see what 2025 brings. We'll see how it goes. I might. Thanks, Sad, for bringing that up. You might have just like encouraged something in me. I'll reach back out to my coach because since they do have a 40 plus division, I'll reach back out and see what she has to say about it and see like what she thinks, because I know that it's not something I was doing before. So sorry, I had to like readjust the screen. In the 40 plus division, so I have to see like how that works. But I'll ask. We'll see. Who knows? That would actually, I feel like, don't you think that would be kind of entertaining to see the journey of what it takes to get on stage? I'm sure people post and do that right now, like getting back in shape to get on stage, not just like staying in shape, but you never know what your body is capable of until you push it like that. And everybody would think, Sad, that I was on some type of something like supplements or taking like some kind of steroid shot or something like that. That was 100%. I don't take any medications. I'm not on any medications, and I never have ever, my hand to God, ever taken any supplement or like creatine or what's the other, like, I don't know, steroids in general. Because I've definitely seen girls backstage that do that aren't supposed to. I know, I'm just like outed people. Sorry about that. But you can tell the difference of the face. Like the voice changes and gets a little more raspy and deeper. The jaw changes, and these changes that happen don't change back. And people think because I do have a pronounced jaw, but I've always had that. That's my father's jaw. That's my grandfather's jaw. That's the Cherokee Indian cheekbone and strong jaw features. So, but once you go down that road, you're not going back. So, all right, let's go. Picture frame. Woo woo. Good to hear. Great. Probably because it's beautiful out, so I'm hoping that that's a good reason for that. Yeah, but anyway, I feel like that would be such a great thing to show you what all goes into it, because you wouldn't actually believe how much prep and time is dedicated to meal prep for your week, your food intake, actually it would be interesting to see it now in the 40 over division. What does that look like? What does that training schedule look like? Is it the same? Do you give your body the same? Do you do the same for your body as I did like in my 20s and 30s when I was competing? So that would actually be interesting. And I was only in my 20s, very, very young. It was mainly in my 30s. I didn't even start doing I didn't even start doing competing until after my second child. So all of that was after I had already had 2 babies and my body had already gone through all those changes. So honestly, it was kind of impressive, I have to say. Pat on the back. I mean, most people having babies, their body changes in a different kind of way and it doesn't go back. So since then, my body has gone into many different elements, and that's like having another baby in my 30s, and then she went through cancer, which was horrible, and then my body went through gaining a bunch of weight, those transitions. So my body has I've gone through so many elements and stages, and I always know how to reel it back in and bring it back down, but I haven't yet pushed it to the point where it was before, where you're like just training so hard. You're training 2 to 3 times. Well, 2 times a day for sure. 2 times a day plus like 4 days a week, 5 days a week. And then when you're coming up to competition, then you're going into 3 times a day for 4 days a week. So, but you're always on your eating pattern. You stay on that eating pattern. That's life. That's not like your diet. It's your life, your way of life. You have to eat on that same thing. It literally, yeah, it's a job. You literally have to, like, I would spend my Sundays for 4-hour blocks cooking all my meals for the week. That was all my meals for the entire week I would make in one day and weigh them out, put them all in separate containers so they're all ready to grab. They had exactly the amount of food that I needed, the exactly amount of protein to carbs to the vitamins and nutrients from the vegetable that I needed. So everything was already laid out, and you cannot get in more pristine measures with your body than that. Like having it ready, you know what you're having, you know what you're eating. It's almost like your body's just running like, your body's running like a machine. Whoopsies. Sorry about that. So, oh, I thought that was the mic that did that. Your body is running at such optimal speed. It's like literally so intense. But I remember I would be taking out, when we would go out to eat, I would take my meals with me. I would have my food. I'm getting off anyway. I walked for long enough. I'm going to do some abs. I would take my food with me, and I would eat my food that I prepared for competition, and I would have that at the restaurant and tell them that. Or I would get like a salad. I would bring it was usually fish or what would I have? I would have fish like tilapia, or I forget the other name of the fish. It's kind of like a tilapia fish. I would have fish, or I would have ground beef, fish, flank steak, chicken, and that would be it. Ground beef, fish, flank steak, chicken, and then it would either be a sweet potato, half of a sweet potato, or brown rice, and then always asparagus and broccoli. That was it. And then sometimes it would be like you would have a pineapple, like a couple pieces of pineapple for the enzymes to help break your food down. And you would eat all of that with flaxseed. Flaxseed helps deliver all the nutrients that your body needs. So that would be the combo right there. But when you're training like that and feeding your body like that, it was definitely a difference in how your muscles build, right? That's probably why people that knew me for so long, even when I was modeling, I've always been toned, but I've never been like how I was, like you said, sad, like just ripped, like my muscles were full and I was just ripped and in like a whole different space. But so people that knew me for a while were like, what supplements are you taking? And what are you doing to build your muscle like that? And it was shocking for them. They probably were like, yeah, right. But they know that I'm going to be honest about that stuff. But they probably still are like, I don't understand how that was true, that she never took anything. It really was just the change in food and how I was working out. I never worked out like that before. So it was really it's intense. Maybe, you know what? Let me think on that, Sad. Let me think on it. If I go down that road again and like, it would be like a one-off, but showing you the journey and what it takes to get to the stage, like what all these competitors are doing to make that their lifestyle. It's intense and you wouldn't believe. Let me see what you guys have. That would be interesting, inspirational to see the process of your training to compete. I kind of know the process from the Army, but others may not. You are lucky you got the sweet potato. Most only get that closer to contest. Very intense. Really? Oh, I think we were all eating like that. At least I thought. But yeah, my body was just like growing muscle so quickly that to keep enough fat around my muscles, my coach would give me extra, like I was eating straight up pancakes before competition. My coach would be like, you cannot go on stage, you're way too lean, you need to go eat some pancakes like right now. I'm like, really? It was actually really nice. That was a nice perk that have a body that does that. So I would say, like, a lot of it is genetics, how your body builds, but also what you're doing, how you're training, and what you're feeding your body is, it all plays hand in hand. But you can't count genetics out, because if I weren't someone who already had been doing sports and dance my whole life, if I wasn't already, my muscles didn't already have muscle memory from competing like as in sports for that long, and then I just started after my second baby, I don't know if my body would respond the same. Like I don't know. Like I wasn't the only one. There were other girls in there that had some moms that had like 4 kids, and I really just do feel like genetics plays a huge role. But also when you're eating that clean and working out that much, your body is having such quick cell regeneration. So your body's getting rid of all those old cells that are like weigh you down and make you not look youthful anymore. So when you're training your body that hard and you're regenerating cells at that rapid rate, you're constantly getting like a new, fresh, rejuvenation look. No, they gave you sweet potato because you're going too lean. Yeah, that's exactly, yeah, that's what I re-corrected. But don't get me wrong, what you're doing now is very inspirational. Aw, thanks, Bo. Thank you. Well, I'm just trying to show people that it doesn't matter your age or, your knowledge and workout. Some people don't like going to the gym because they have no idea what to do there. So they don't like going to the gym for that reason. I just got a 25-pound plate and I'm just going to doing some presses real quick. But they don't like going to the gym for that purpose. So I feel like this way they can learn what to do without having to go into the gym and learn what a good workout is or a quick workout is. And it doesn't have to be super extreme. And I'm hoping to, spread the message like that. But I think it would be a really cool. I'm just doing 15. This is a 25 plate. I'm just doing 15. But I think that it would be quite interesting to see, the journey to the stage and like what that process is. I guarantee you it is a lot different than the army. That's for sure. Halloween time. What's your favorite horror movie? Ooh-wee. I don't know if it's like that scary, but I've always loved Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Not loved it in the sense that I love it, but it's scary for me because something that could be actual reality. Some, like being in these like backwoods kind of country areas sometimes when we're driving, I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope someone didn't put some type of tire poppers out on the road. This is what my brain thinks. Like put some type of like tire deflators out on the road and then dragging you back to their little lair so they can like peel your skin off and wear it. But that's why Texas Chainsaw Massacre is like so scary for me, because I'm like, oh my gosh, like this could be real. I always work out when I watch my favorite teams playing, but your daily workouts inspire me too. Thank you. Well, hopefully, like some people that if they are near some workouts and they see me working out, they're like, let me just do some sit-ups or squats or push-ups or whatever while I'm watching the stream. That's the ideal scenario for my stream. Somebody is gonna tune in and like be like, you know what, I could try that right now. Let me do that. Let me get up. Kind of like how you're watching your teams and you work out is probably you feel like fired up. You see them and all their energy on the field, and they're just like all that like testosterone and all that, sweat and like vibes on that level might inspire you particularly to be in your utmost zone for working out. So I could totally get that. That's kind of like what I'm hoping when people tune into the stream, that's something that's going to be how they feel. Like, okay, I could probably sit down and do some abs, some crunches with this chick, or walking, woo-wee, for 3, 2, last one. Oh. And then I'm going to do some push-ups with that, or press-ups with my sit-up. But I don't know. What do you think, Hal? What do you think about doing the over 40 competition thing? Like maybe starting the journey sometime next year. I have to see. I would have to reach out to my coach, find out what, how that looks. I have to gather some information before jumping right into that scenario. But being over 40, I feel like I'm curious. What would my body be made of? The tire deflators. Right? Like sometimes the GPS, when we're driving out to the coast, sometimes the GPS takes me on some like crazy backwoods areas. And I get so nervous when I'm with, because it'll be just me and the kids. Even when I have my piece on me, I get nervous that I don't know this area. Where the heck are we? This is nothing but country roads back here. And is somebody going to spot me through my windows? I want to get that tent that is like so dark you can't see in. So then I feel like nobody will. I've actually been pulled over. Nobody will like be able to see what I look like and be able to do that. But I have literally been pulled over before on multiple occasions, and the cop will say to me, "I'm sorry, I just pulled you over because I saw you in the window and you were pretty and I wanted to talk to you. Are you married?" I'm like, "What?" You just got me in a full panic mode. Like, oh my gosh, I don't want have to pay another ticket or whatever. Wait, I wasn't even speeding. What's going on? What did I get pulled over for? And when a cop says that to you, you're like, what? Oh my gosh. You're happy because you're like, okay, thank goodness I'm not getting pulled over for that. But like, really? That's the thing? So I feel like, that being said, if I get that super, super dark tent on my car, then I wouldn't feel so bad driving out in these like country roads. Like they're going to see what I look like and want to wear my skin. When I see Nick Boss sacking a poor quarterback and I'm on curl number 97, I feel like I'm in the game. Yes, I love that. That's it. It's bow time, right? Not talking about Bojangles. You should get a shirt made like that, Bo. You should put it's bow time. And that would be so freaking funny. Especially since you made the bow season. You should or get a shirt with like a person in the background shooting a bow and arrow. Like it's always bow season with me. 3, 2, I guess it wouldn't make much sense. 1, and where you are, there's probably not a whole lot of bow hunters. Or is there? Is California an area where they do that? I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about the West Coast other than the amazing weather you guys get to enjoy. Let me see what time. Okay, ready? I'm gonna do some. Let me do 15. I'll do 15 sit-ups with this. It's not all the way back like I normally have it, but it's something. That's all the way back. Shh. Going on 4. That's funny that you say that. 5. There you go. That's what I'm hoping. Like when I show. If I do that, I said when, oh my gosh, like it's going to happen. I'm like manifesting already. But if I show people how hard you train, it really is like, I feel like it would be like you watching your team, like you just said, like you see someone getting it. That's how I feel like people respond when I'm doing the HIIT training and stuff like that. Is like, they get pumped up about it. They see like all the energy exertion and, the thrill of it all. 5 more. 5. That's it. 4. 3. My favorite part to work out is my shoulders and my legs. 2. My glutes. 1. My abs. I guess that's most of my body. Let's see. Boss is a beast. He's a Buckeye Niner. I hope they beat the Chiefs this weekend. Bo, is that your team, the Chiefs? Don't start any y'all have any sporting wars on your teams. People get so intense with their teams. It's like impressive how many fights and stuff break out at the stadiums between the teams and like their fans. It's crazy. I remember going to my first professional game way back in college, and I was like, what game was that? I don't it was in New York, so I guess it was the Giants. I don't know who they were against. And I was like, it was crazy that the fans are mixed in the stands. For me, because I'd used to been going to games, going like through high school, going to football games where one team sits on one side and one team sits on the other. Or the fans, right? So it was interesting for me when I went to an actual professional stadium game, and then I saw like all the teams' fans intermingling and mixed within the seats and the crowd. So it's like you got one team yelling for another team, one team fans yelling for one team, and then the others. I was like, I can see where this could go south, especially if they're drinking beer or drinking alcohol, and then they're like, yeah, when there's like a sack or something that happens, and the other team's fans like sitting the chair right in front of you. I never understood that. I was like, I can't believe that this is like how professional games go. Because, I could see where the fans would be like starting like hitting or started getting in anger space. What does it say? I have to be the Chiefs. I feel my Niners are going to be kicking some butts. No, the only thing like about the Chiefs is Taylor Swift. Oh my gosh, you're funny. You're a Swiftie? You're a Swiftie, Bo? That's actually very funny. One, all the way up. 2, 3, 4. Bo's a Swiftie. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 more. Come on, baby. Let's go. 5, 4. Wee. Okay, we got this. 3, 2. All the way up. Last one. 1. A Swiftie, huh, Bo? I did not know that about you. I had no idea that you were a little Swiftie fan. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Are they still together? Are they not married yet? If they're still together, I mean, what's the girl waiting? Has it been a year? I think she's like in her mid-30s now. Shockingly enough. That sounds crazy to even say that she's in her mid-30s. Taylor Swift. I'm going to my YouTube channel, put my music back on. 45 more minutes, y'all. I'm going to go till, don't I normally go to 2? I think I do. Let me see. I'm going to do royalty-free music. This is how I have to. If I'm listening to my music on YouTube, because I can listen to it, royalty-free music, so I don't get like banned or flagged or whatever the case is going to be. But I feel like when I'm listening to my music now, because I don't pay the subscription, whatever, to have their subscription, but from listening to my music, like it's all ads. It turns into like all political ads, and it drives me bananas. I do not. I'm like, no, not another political ad. I'm so tired of hearing all about it. It's just like non-stop, constant. Let me see if I can get this on here. But, you know, I get it. They have to do it. I got to go vote. I know there's early voting happening right now. So I got to get in there and do it. Did you vote, Bo? Did you already go vote? You already, like, put your 2 cents in? Let me put this on. Let's see what this is. This is called, I don't know what this is called. I just play all of it.
The way Trump is talking about.
Yeah, told you. It's gonna be an ad about some kind of politics where the other person's getting ridiculed for something and this person's doing this thing. Ugh. Just like over it. I'm over it. Let's just get on with it. Let's get on with the voting. Let's see. I don't know any of her songs, but she is a genius and musically talented and a good writer. I just think she's cool. Aww. She's been very charitable in great ways. Has she? Oh, I didn't know that about her. My daughter is a lot like Taylor Swift in the way of she's constantly coming up with songs, like creating songs, and like always like, I came up with a song for that, and she'll sing her song that she made for like the situation. So I'm like, Caroline, Taylor Swift made a very big living on doing things like that. So you never know. I could have the next Swift up in my house right now. And especially now my son took up doing playing a guitar, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, bass. You know, you never know. But like Billie Eilish and her brother Phineas, they create most of all of their albums. I don't know if you know who Billie Eilish is, Bo, but they create most of their albums in her brother's bedroom, in the bedroom that they grew up in their house. I think it's really cool. That's what they make their albums still, even though they're so popular and have so much money now and so much fame. That's where they still do it because it keeps them. They said it keeps them humble, and it's like their safe space, which I think is really cool. So they don't go do it. I mean, of course, he's upgraded his equipment and such over the years, but I think it's cool that they do it like that to keep grounded in a world filled with, like, you know, extremes in the celebrity Hollywood world. That's it. Shh. That's 6. That's 7. Going to 15. 8. Let's go. Whee! 9. All the way up. 10. That's 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one. Shh. All right. Let's go. 4 rounds. I'll probably do one more round. Throw that. Ooh! I did not know that was hot. I almost just ate it in a very big way. I'm stretching out myself. This plays no role anymore because it died. Everything that I thought I was charging last night was not charging. So there's that. Oh, stretching is so good. Oh, like so good for the body. Just throughout your day, it's good to stretch, no matter what, whether you're working out or not. Just stretching. You stay so tight, sitting at a chair, sitting at a desk, or whatever you do. People stay so tight, and they never stretch. So, I sent you your mandolin video. Oh, I was going to ask you, Billie Eilish. I was going to ask you, what are you messaging me on Fit to Be Wild or on Cara Christensen TV? Which one? I like to stay limber. You You like to stay limber, Hal? Okay. I'd like to see that at some point. I'd like to see you touch your toes. Bo, can you touch your toes? I didn't realize how many men can't touch their toes. Like, it's a thing. I guess because you don't constantly, I don't know, bend over and keep your hips straight and your legs straight. I'm not talking about touching your toes by bending down. I mean, like, touching your toes. Like, while your legs are straight, standing all the way up. That kind of touching your toes. Like that. Do you? Like, straight up and down, like, you know. No, like that. No bend in the knees. Keeping those knees straight, bending over, touch those toes. Can you do that? A lot of guys can't, believe it or not. A lot of guys can't bend over and touch their toes. Like their band in the back is like so tight from the top of their hamstring down is like super tight. So like bending over and touching their toes like that, like straight legged, is actually not easy for some guys. A lot of guys, actually. Unless you do, you can touch your toes. Like you can touch your toes standing straight legged, like straight up and down. Good for you. See? Main Cara profile. Cara Christensen TV, that main one. And I think I sent it to your main profile. Oh, okay. So I'll check Cara Christensen. Because the Fit to Be Wild, so many things that I get like sidetracked and I forgot. I could just probably plug your name in somehow and it would just pull your stuff up instead of scrolling down through all of the things. I think there might be a way to do that, kind of like how you search your mail. You can search in your mail and put like the search, like what you're searching for, so you don't have to go through all. I get so much junk mail. Oh my gosh, I gotta like when I have free time, which is not usual, I'll go through and look through I gotta go through the junk mail and just unsubscribe to all of these things that I've subscribed over time. Because it's like I got rid of 200 and something thousand. It was like 267,000 emails, and I got it all the way down to like 3,000. And it's already gone back up to like 7,000 in like a week or a week and a half or 2 weeks, sorry, of just junk mail. Like advertisements, coupons, and that's how I got in that space is adding it. They're saying like if you go to a website and they're like, oh, you get 15% off this order or whatever if you put your email in. You know, like I put my email in, but I should know if you put your email in to get the discount on your sale, you should go back to your email and hit unsubscribe immediately after you get the sale. So then you don't get your inbox filled with all their spam mail. Some of those companies do like 10 emails a day. So over time, it's turned into a lot of junk emails. And it makes me miss the things that are important. 5, 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, come on. Woo. Shh. All the way up and down. That's the way we do it. Let's go. I feel like I'm gonna have a really good start on if I do this 40 plus competition. I feel like I'll have a good basis to start from since I've been back on here with the stream, with the workout streams. So I won't. The training is a lot different though. It's a lot different, I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely a little more than what you've seen thus far, for sure. I'm just gonna do some walking lunges. These are really good to do at an incline, but I don't know what the kids did to my bottom of this walking pad, so the incline is not, it's supposed to go up to 3 or 5 incline, but it's not doing that anymore. A little main profile inbox. Okay. A little what? What's a little? How? Whee! All right, let's do it. Oh, the training. Walking lunges is in the training. Well, it was in the training I was doing before. We do walking lunges, but it's definitely, you do like a minute of walking lunges, and then you do the side shuffle, and then you mean so many cool things. You do go backwards. I could go backwards but there's no incline on here now because they got broken. Oh, another big joy of having kids when they, don't treat the things like you would treat them. That whole thing. Okay, I'm going to do a side shuffle at 1.5. I usually do my walking lunge at like a 1.2, 1.3, just so I can get down nice and low. And now this is at a 1.7. That's what I'm doing. Your side shuffle, you can go up to a 2.0, but I'm just getting back on this jam, so I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna go there. In my sports bra, back, doing some craziness. The fun, joys, pleasures of being a girl. You boys don't have to deal with any of that. So now I'm gonna go down. When you add the squat to your side shuffle, I like to keep it like a 1.5 so I can keep my proper form. So that stays intact. It's like super important. Whee! You go to the other side. You should go in from like 30 seconds to 30 seconds. So 30-second, 1 to 30-second, other side. Do not chug water unless you're okay with getting a cramp while you're doing these. That's it. All the way down and up. I need to tighten my shoelaces too. In through the nose and out through the mouth is the way to be. That's it. I'm holding on for balance purpose only. Whee! You can't put much strain on this bar anyway. So this little walking pad has taken some abuse, let me tell you. Almost 2, 4, 3, 2, whee! You ever tried side squat lunges, Bo, on your treadmill? That would be so cool if you were able to tap in, kind of like Zoom, how you can bring in people's, unmute them. I don't know if you've ever done Zoom before, but you can unmute people in Zoom so they can actually, you can hear them, so you can chat. How? You're gonna have to fix the belt on here because it's like off kilter, and I'm sure it has something to do with how the kids have been playing on it so hard. You just have to like reset it for me. I know you know how to do that. And I'm gonna have to learn so I don't have to rely on you to fix it for me every time. Let's go, baby. Whee! Here we go. I'm gonna pump this up. Since it's royalty free, so we'll see. They're charging me money later on. All the way down and up. I didn't do very good today on here, distance-wise. We only did like 3.5, probably do 4 miles altogether in the time frame that we're at. Whee! Let's go. All the way down and up. Because we're at, gonna do the, what's the time right now? So 30 more minutes. Yeah, we'll probably get to 4 miles. We're not gonna get our 5-mile mark. That's for sure. Okay. Side. That's it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. That's it. So I'm going to 18 and 40. Or 18 and 30. Trying to do the math in my head. Woo-wee. Let's go. This belt is so small. I'm afraid of falling off. Let's go. Keep it going. Come on. Champion mode. Let's go. Getting down. That's it. Almost there. Almost there. We got this. Let's go. Here we go. Other side. Breathing it in. That's it. Back down before we switch sides. A little sip. Forgot to put my amino acids in my cup today. I'll drink them after. Just the lemon. All right, here we go. What's the time? Let me get it to the 15. All right, here we go. Woo-wee! Hallelujah. That's it, breathing it back down. I love those moves where you're working so many muscle groups at the same time. Just really pushing through it. That's why I like the time frame, because it gives you a quick goal in mind, so you know you can tell yourself, you just got to make it to that point. So it gives you the extra push, especially when you know, like, all right, I only got 10 seconds left. That's when you dig deep and really get in there. All right, going back to walking lunges. Just trying to keep this near me so I can keep wiping my sweat. All right, walking lunges. Inhale and exhale. Looking at that big digital clock down there, keeping time. It's nice to have that. And that's what I like about my gym too, is they keep those big digital countdown clocks. They're usually from a minute, so it's on a constant rotation, so you can do your intervals, like whether you're doing minute intervals or 30, 45 seconds, 10, 15, whatever. But it always resets at the minute. Kind of nice. Woo! Getting down low in the lunges. Always watching that knee. Making sure that knee is not hanging all the way over those toes when you're going down in that lunge. That's it. 10 more seconds. And then we're going to do the shuffle. Woo! 4, 3, 2, 1. Going into the shuffle. Sure, done sun lunges on treadmill before. Probably back in my drinking days. This is true. That's true, Hal. I don't need no man. I also don't feel like looking up a million videos, so if you show me, then I will know right off the bat. I got my weight belt on, my, what do you call it? Sweat belt, so I can sweat some more inches off. All right, I'm waiting for the time to hit. I need a big digital clock, you guys. Maybe I'll use some of these donations and get one. Get one of those big digital clocks to put above so I can always have it going on. Okay, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, side to side, squats. Here we go. Whee! It's actually a lot easier when I'm not hanging. It's down lower. Come on. Woo-wee. These are such good shapers for your abs, legs, back, glutes. This one move right here on the treadmill. Woo! Even if you just did this circuit to where you're doing intervals of that with the walk, lunge, side squat, it's going to be so beneficial to your whole body turnover, your upgrade, if you will. Okay, let's go. I know some people, I'm ambidextrous, so right side, left side doesn't really affect me much balance-wise, but people who aren't ambidextrous, I can tell with my clients which side they favor just from their balance and agility from one side to the other. Woo! Shoo! I had to listen to my body, not the clock that time. Oh, my body is so tired on that side. For some reason, I don't know why. Just breathing through it, y'all. Just breathing through it. Let's see what this music is before I change it. Going back here. Okay, here we go. Back to the forward. Actually, no, I have 15 more seconds to the right. I can only touch my toes on good lower back days. Like today happens to be nice. When your lower back's not tight, that's a good way to look at it. Because this lower back muscle is a huge part of whether or not you're going to be loose enough to touch your toes. Even if you did that every day, put your butt against the wall, keep your legs straight, maybe a slight bend, and just keep reaching towards the ground, you're going to get so much more flexible, loosening up those tight bands in the back and your lower back and your whole spine in general. So good for it when you stretch like that. Like this. Let me show you. Like butt up against the wall and this side bending over. Like that. That's such a good stretch. Oh gosh, that felt so good anyway. Again. Going back in. 15 seconds. Over here. Let's go. Always listen to your body first. Do not just push through on that clock, because that's what gets you injury-wise. Like right now, I was feeling such fatigue. I had to stop, take a little rest. Now I can get back in to my 15 seconds. 3, 2, 1, done. Woo! Actually, I could put my timer up here. Let me do it. Let's go. Okay. Maybe I won't put my timer up here. Where the heck is my timer? Here we go. Oh, that's alarms. Nah. Alright, once I find it, I'll do it. Here we go. What the heck? Where did it go? Oh, stopwatch. Boom. That's that. Alright, going back around. I'm going to do some walking lunges. Let's go. I'm keeping it at 1.5. All the way up and down. Watching those knees over those toes so you don't put strain on your joints. I know that if I do decide to do a competition and get ready for stage, if I commit to something, I need to commit in full. So I know that once I do, and that means I've already made my mind up, like the whole family's in on supporting it. So I like to run things by the fam, so we all know mommy's working towards a goal, and they'll get behind and help support and push me to the finish line. That's what good families do, right? Support each other like that. That's it. Almost there. Woo-wee. Maybe I will do 5 miles today. We'll see. And done. Going to the side. Ready? About the side squat. All the way down. And back up. Woo-wee. Alright. Let's go. All the way down and up. Woo. Woo-wee. Nice and low, swinging that butt back. Anytime you go down in a squat, even if it's to pick something up off the ground, you always swing that butt back. Get those knees back behind the toes. That's it. All the way, got 15 more seconds. All the way down, up and down. Woo! Come on, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Sometimes you just got to pump yourself up, right? Oh, to get through to the other side. Woo! I know. Well, it's interesting you say that, Bo. I do know what to do. It's kind of like, I'm trying to see how to word it. I feel like I already know my own routine, so like I like to have the challenge. So I feel like sometimes when you have another coach telling you what to do, like a lot of people that train for these competitions, they not only do they help guide you in a way that's different than how you would guide yourself, they push you beyond a challenge that you might be able to push yourself. And also a coach knows what's going on in the sport. So a coach knows, okay, this other team or competitor is looking like this, or this is the new version of what they're looking for, what the judges are looking for. So the coach is a little more in the know of what's going on in the sport, in the circuit, so they can train you. And it's almost like, I don't know, not having a football coach, but a trainer training an athlete that's been in the circuit for a long time. You still need someone that's going to push you beyond your measure. I'm pretty self-motivated, but it's different. I don't know how to put it in words. Does it make sense what I'm saying? Do you kind of get on the train of what I'm trying to spit out? All right, let's go. Like it's just it hits a little different when you have somebody pushing you outside of your comfort zone in your own realm than you just pushing yourself. Does that make sense? So I like the challenge like that. So I would definitely go with a coach, plus not just a challenge, but coaches are going to know more what they're looking for in the 40 plus division and help me tweak. I also don't see my body the same as somebody else would. So also having a coach holds you accountable, and it's somebody else looking at you from the outside in and being able to critique and sculpt and fine tune along the way that maybe you can't do for yourself. Does that make sense? Because you see yourself differently than what somebody else is going to see you. You know what I'm saying? So it's better for a coach to guide you like that. Woo. Oh my gosh, I feel so good. It is like brutal. You don't think it's much, but it actually is a lot. Doing these walking lunges and side steps. Does that make sense, Bo? Like it's not that I don't know what I'm doing. It's just being held accountable to the workouts, having someone who is able to look at you from the outside in, being able to fine tune and adjust you compared to the other people that are competing in that same age bracket. So it comes down to that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Woo-wee! Do some curls. Do some curls. Oopsies. Let's go. That's that. This is a 25 plate. Just curling up and down. There you go. Shh. Shh. Woo. Shh. That's it. I love arms. Shh. Shh. That's it. All the way up and down. If you're doing this while you're walking, good on you. Last one. Press it all the way up to the top. You have to have some major coordination here, guys. Just telling you right now. And watch your chin. You don't crack yourself on the way up. Make sure you do stretch out and open up your rotator cuffs before you do anything like this. Pressing up with any sizable amount of weight. You don't want to tighten up those rotator cuffs too much and then tear a ligament or do any kind of damage. All right, 2, last one, all the way up and down. Good job. Good job. Good job, me. Good job. Okay, stretching back out. I'm going to the sides of the treadmill. I'm gonna clasp behind. Woo, my back. I already can feel the power of that stretch. All the way back. Oh, that feels so amazing. move around with the lunge squats. Lunge side squat shuffle. Oh yeah, baby. Good workout before hitting up that festival at the school. Getting a nice tight and toned arms before going out and rocking my tank top. It's a good thing to work out before like going to an event where you're wearing like a strapless dress or something like showcasing your arms or your back. Like a lot of people, you can tell when people are like filming scenes in like a movie or sorry, computer screen went off again. When they're filming scenes in like a movie or a TV show and they're all veiny, you can tell like when they have like a shirtless scene or something, you can tell when they're all veiny, like they're probably in their trailer right before they went on, they started doing some push-ups or something like that, just to like get more fit, like get more like a good blood pump. It's the same kind of concept. If you're like going out and wearing a like tank top or a strapless dress or something like that, it's good to do like some arm moves. You can either do like ladies, if you don't want to get too sweaty or too bulked up, you can just do some arm, like some either lightweight dumbbell things, or you can do the wall presses where you're against the wall and doing like your wall push-ups. Here, let me back this. So you could be right here up against the wall and doing these like presses like this. You see, like pressing up, keeping it nice and tight to where you're pushing straight out, but when your hands come in here, your elbows are nice and tight. That's your sweet spot. Whoa. So like doing some of those, or even just holding yourself up against the wall, just like a few inches, off the wall, nice and tight, just to burn the muscles out. Get you a nice sculpt in your arms so you can like have a nice tone when you're about to go out and rock that outfit. All right, I'm gonna do one more set of these and then I'll start stretching. One more set of the walking lunges and then the side to side. Okay, let's go. Walking lunge, 1.5. That's what I have this walking lunge at. I'm sorry, 1.3. 1.3. That gives me enough time to get down, all the way down to a nice deep lunge, always watching those knees not to go too far past the toes, and then pushing power back up. Boom. On the walking pad is different because you only have so much space depending on how long your legs are. If you're a little person, I bet you don't have much problem at all. But for a female, 5'7" is a little on the taller side, which is what I am. So my sister is 5'10". So if I were 5'10", I for sure would be on all the runways right now. You have to be 5'9" and above to be a runway model, except for Kate. I forgot what her last name is. She was the muse for Calvin Klein, and she's 5'7". She was the shortest runway model to walk the plank, to walk the stages. But you have to be 5'9" and above, and for most people that aren't good friends with Calvin Klein. But had I been my sister's height, 5'11", 5'10", 5'11", you better believe this girl right here would be wearing some big Victoria's Secret wings and walking down that Victoria's Secret runway. That is where I would be for sure. But then again, I probably wouldn't be here and have the amazing family I have if that were different. So we'll make that another life. You ever heard of the people who get the surgery, the what do you call it? The height surgery? They go and like get their bones broken, and then they instill something into their bones. Sorry, I got time to shoot. And then they gain like, I think it's only like a few inches, something like that. But it's like months and months of recovery because you're literally breaking your bones, instilling, I think, like a metal rod or something in, or it could be like pig cartilage, something like that. And then they rebuild their bone back up to gain them that extra few inches of height. I always wonder, like, if it's worth it for people that do it. I guess it might be, but how does it affect your life, and how does it affect you in general? Like, do you have problems running, or what? Like, what's the aftermath? I wonder, for the people that have that surgery. I'm gonna have to look that up. These are some of the things that I'm gonna be raising in the podcast. When we do podcasts, these are some topics, like these interesting topics of stuff like that. Where I have time, I can just be sitting there and looking it up. That's gonna be what the podcast will be all about. It's just like facts, or fact searching, myth busting, the like just learning, talking about all kinds of things across the board. So behind the layers, that's the name. Behind the layers. Okay, going to the side. 5, 4, last set. 3, 2, let's go. Oh, I might have made them too tight. You ever heard of that? Ever heard of the people that get that surgery just to gain inches in their height? I'm talking about your height, you guys. Surgery to gain inches. I guess you fellas could be thinking I'm talking about something else, but just to be clear, talking about your height. I wonder what the aftermath of that is, though. Okay, 20 more seconds. Right here, we got this. Whee! I'm still at a 1.3. Forgot to move that up. 10 more seconds. Right here. All you got. Grand finale. Woo! Making sure those knees stay behind those toes. There you go. Holy hell. Woo! Sweating it up, y'all. I'm gonna do this one last side. Okay, let me switch the song up. I think we need something a little more upbeat. Let's just see what this is. Matt, Bo, and Wizard. Say my name. This is Astaroth, whatever that word is. Okay, here we go. 15 seconds, breathing it in. Last side on this side. And we're gonna do going all the way through. Ready? Here we go. Let's go. All the way down and up. Make sure that breath is coming in through that nose, out through your mouth. That's your energy. That's your power. Woo! No! Go back down. See, that's the only thing about this treadmill. If you hit the 3 on accident, you better be ready because it's about to run 3, which is not a safe speed to do these side squats unless you are super duper uber duper trained in side squatting, which I have not done these in a while, so that is not me. Okay, back to it. That's it. Keep your breath coming through. we go. All the way through, up and down. That's it. All the way through. Let's go. Come on. 20 more seconds. We got this. Woo! You got it. Come on. Stick with me. Let's do it. Let's do it. That's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Let's go. Oh, so glad to be done with it. I'm gonna walk, get this lactic acid moving. So I'm gonna go through at like a 3.0. Just get my body moving. I'm gonna breathe through it, y'all. Just enough. Even though I'm walking, I'm still in a cool down space. Moving that lactic acid out of my body. I have to take my pups on a walk after this. Not a puppy, it's a dog. Full grown. It's actually more like a grandpa. He gets spunky around the cold months though. He likes to go out and patrol the area, if you will. Breathing it through, bringing it back down. Thanks, Dave. Thank you. I'm so tired. Oh, this kid's keeping me up all night. Okay, I'm gonna walk for 3 more minutes and then stretch. I see everybody out walking their dog right now. It's so pretty outside. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I love the feeling after an intense workout, which probably doesn't seem like I did an intense workout, but those walking lunges and side lunges, 5 rounds of that, 5 rounds of the sit-up presses, and 45 minutes on here walking. I'd say that's a pretty big workout, in my humble opinion. That's it. 2 more minutes, you guys, and then we're gonna stretch. Woo-wee! I'm gonna try and, I don't know if there's a way to save this list, I'm sure. I just have to figure out how to do it. Here we go. Nope. That's not it. I don't know. It's hard to do the things on your phone that you're used to doing on your iPad or your computer. Right? That wasn't terrible. These sweat lines from the waistband underneath, which also is an additional factor. Right? 45 minutes on the treadmill, 3.5. And then walking lunges, 5 rounds of that, which is 1, 2, 3 times 15 minutes. So that's an hour there. And then here, I did 5 rounds of 15, pressing with the 25 plate for arms and sit-ups. Pretty good, right? I'd say so. I think that's a solid day's workout. I think when you do any kind of physical activity, when you haven't slept well, anything feels like a freaking struggle. So y'all know how I was when I started this stream. It was definitely a lot of I had my struggle face on, for sure. All right, y'all. Last minute, coming down. All the way back down. Thank you. I made it to the end. Interesting. It only goes to 0.6 for a walk. Okay, let me see what I did. The second round was, let's see what the distance is. See if we did the 5 miles today. Let's see. Almost. We're at 4.9. I'll get it in by the end of my day. We're at the 4.9 mark. So I'm trying to do 5 miles a day in the walking realm, plus doing the strength training. So anybody that is ready to do or trying to get back in the swing of things and they just need a little motivation and a little boost, you guys make sure to share this channel and let them come and join the fun of it here. Especially if I do end up doing the workouts, you guys. I mean the training for the show. I feel like, anybody that's interested in getting into that field or interested in pushing themselves, getting involved with me during those training sessions is going to be the way to go. We can go through it together. Even if you're not going to the stage, you can train like a competitor with me, and we can make that our goal for each day. But maybe I'll just start switching my workouts up and kind of heading in that direction and see how my body responds and where it goes before I make a final decision on whether or not I want to go in the arena of going on stage. Woo, that stretch is good. This is a good spine stretch where you keep your hands all the way straight like this and put it right here at the top of your quads. I don't know if you can see that there. Put it right there at the top of your quads and you push all the way away. And so you're like pushing your spine away like this. And you drop your neck down so you get a nice stretch in the back. Oh, it feels so good. Such a good spine stretch all the way back. Like that. Oh, that's good. Oh. All right, you guys. What are we at? 2:37. Let's see. I could go to 3. So we'll do 20. We'll get 23 more minutes in. And that'll be a full 3-hour stream. Oh my gosh. Wow. That sweat is like something else. It's legit. It's legit. The sweat is for real. Sweat is real. The sweat is real. I'm going to move here and get my band so I can stretch all the way out like that. And then get some of my drink right here. Ah, that peach flavor. I love peach flavored anything. So yummy. Hopefully, I'll get on the on YouTube later and be able to post up some hours. I might just try a couple different versions, like try an early morning, like you said, Bo. Try an early morning and then try one in the evening and see kind of what hits best, and then go from there. Just a little trial and error. Look at that sweat. Just a little trial and error and see which one works best. Which one's gonna work best for my crew, for my style. I mean, you may like it, you may not. What did I say? A girlfriend got me that t-shirt. You might not be everybody's cup of tea, but you could be their shot of tequila, but not for you, Bo, because you're sober. So, I mean, I'm not like, don't drink often, and I'm not also don't ever drink. It's an occasional kind of situational scenario for me. But I also never really had an issue with that, so thankfully. But I do understand those people that do. I have a family member that I think I told you that's sober, and that person's life is so much better for it. So I definitely kudos to those who do make that choice, for that decision for themselves and their lives. I know that it is a game changer. I know some people that do need to get on that train, but only to benefit themselves better and not ruining the relationships around them through alcohol purposes. Like, for real, it does ruin lives. Just because they don't, a lot of times, they're not obviously acting rationally because they've had too much alcohol and are inebriated, but also they don't remember the devastation caused, and that makes it even more devastating to their relationships because they don't remember it. So you can't fix what you don't remember, right? Or that you're not aware of. But I do have a friend who did, get some video of their child, not child, but like, I guess past 18, and they're always still your child, but even when they become adults, when they start going down a bad path, if you get video of them being in their altered state and just show them that video, it's amazing what that does to their mindset, because then they see what they look like, and it's not always, it's not always the fun side of things like they think they are being when they're, because some people say that they drink to get out of their shell and become a little more lively, but when it stops being lively and starts being damaging, I think that's the time where you gotta really look inward and say, is it worth it? If you're not able to control yourself and how much you drink, or how much, like, if you're not able to call it quits or have that cutoff point for yourself, I definitely feel like maybe looking at the fact of whether it's worth it or not is probably the space to approach that. But also the physical damage that it does to your liver, your pancreas, like all your organs. So I know the family member I'm talking about is, first it was all the different reasons, failing relationships and damage control, but then it came to the point where if you are able to look past all that and still not find a way to want to fix things, then the physical part comes in, right? To where your body just starts shutting down because it's so damaged. And the beauty of all of that is that you can absolutely erase that damage just by cleansing, like detox, all of the things that you can do for your body to cleanse itself and detox itself. So let me see what he said. Yeah, no drinking is the only thing I care about. What others do is up to them 100%. But it is tough when you do see someone that you care about going down that path. Do you ever have anybody in your life or people that you see that are on that path? Of course, it's up to them and it's their life, but being someone that's come from that path yourself, like, does it make you feel some type of way, like you want to give words of wisdom or advice to them? Like, I know you may not see it now, but I just want to drop my 2 cents in and how this can actually change your life for the better if you change your mindset and change your path. Have you ever wanted to intervene, or have you ever had to tell or guide people like that, Bo? Like trying to help them on that path to a better way of life. This is like killing my shoulders. I'm trying to see if you guys are saying anything, but I gotta stretch my arms out because that was a big shoulder workout for me for the day. I haven't done shoulders in a minute. I think that might have been the first workout on my arms, like of any substance, since I got better. So, whoa, which is a while. My goodness. I was like, that's kind of sad to admit, honestly. Now that I'm thinking of it, saying it out loud, sad to admit that's it. That would have to change if I was like trying to go into my journey to the stage. Those luxuries of not working those arms out is going to be null and void for sure. But I definitely have. Yes, I know, right? I definitely feel like, all you can do is try and be a positive inspiration for people around you, and hopefully, they take your advice. If not, at least you did your part as a good person trying to spread, good vibes and positivity, and not doing it in like a hurtful or judgmental or malicious way. It's all about how we approach it, right? Especially sensitive subjects like that. It's not like saying, oh, I think you need to be like, you need to be doing this. Like, who are you to say so, right? But if you can just say how I approach things like that is, in my past, I've had X, Y, and Z, and I know that it did X, Y, and Z to my life. So I'm just spreading, trying to just drop little words of advice, take it or leave it. But, it's only because I care about you type of scenario, like putting it that way rather than it being like, this is what you need to do. Because you're right, like, who are you, or who are any of us to say, tell someone else? But if you love someone and you care about them and you care about their well-being, of course you want to be able to say those things to them, right, out of love. And I think if they know you like that, then they would respect, they understand. All the time in and out of AA. Or are there a lot of people that go, that are in and out, like coming in and out in the AA meetings, like getting back into drinking? Oh, that's probably so hard to see. All I can do is be a good example to them. Yeah. And if they ask, I'll talk. What is the chip? Do you just had 17 years? Do they give you a chip every year? And what do you do with your chips? What do you do with your AA meeting chips? Do you like have a little? For me, if it were me, I would have a display box, like how people display things, and every year, and I would already have it just like marked out, however many can go in a display box, like a little shadow box, if you will. And then just like display each year with a little plaque underneath. This is this year, or unless it says it on your chip. Does it say it on your chip, Bo, what year you're in? I would display that like front and center. I'd be like so proud of it because it's an everyday decision. Mm. I mean, right? It's not like something you make, a decision you make once a year. It's a decision you make every single day that you wake up, right? So that's the difference. It's that you're choosing that every day. So it's really something to behold when you're doing that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't know much about the chips, but I do know that I would be so proud, and 17 years is nothing to sneeze about, that's for sure. It is like such a beautiful feat. And I'm sure you are a great role model to everyone that you show up and they see your progress and you're still showing up to meetings. What's the longest you've gone without going to a meeting? Or is that kind of just what keeps you on track in all realms? Is the meetings like just something that you always do? A lot of my sober friends recycle theirs. Yes, I keep mine. What does that mean, recycle theirs? I am proud of them, and I keep mine in a purple Crown Royal bag. Nice. I like that. That's like, this is where I was, and now I'm filling this bag up. Instead of things that damage me, I'm filling it up with the things that empower me and instill me with greatness and life, pretty much. I mean, think of how aged your body would be by now, and how, like, you know how toxic your liver would be if you were still continuing on that path like that, right? Like, when you say recycle theirs, though, like, what does that mean? Does that mean that they just keep going back to the start and then going all the way back through the process again? That's what I feel like you're trying to say right with that. That's interesting. You keep it in the recycle, or you keep it in the Crown Royal pack. So that's a great place to keep it. 17 years that my uncle has exactly 1 year less than me. So I've been sending my old ones to my uncle every year. Oh, interesting. Okay, you sure he's not posing yours as his? I'm just kidding. Oh. Well, guess what, ladies and gents? I am going to go get ready because we are going to the fall festival at the kids' school. So, going to end this stream now. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks, Bo, for always being here to be a part of it and give me inspiration and, helping me keep my chat going because you always got some coming up with something great ideas. Thanks, Hal. Thanks, Sad and Devsky. Thank you guys for being here, my OGs. I keep mine because I've never done this before. Recycling means people put their old chips back into the meeting group. Oh, interesting. Okay. So not that they've fallen off the wagon and then they start back over. It's that they're actually recycling the physical chip. Got it. I thought that was the deeper meaning because you used the quotes. So I thought that was like, behind the what is it? A metaphor for, recycling, meaning they're not actually sticking with it. They're going back to the jump. But thanks for enlightening me. Now I know. You learn something new every day, right? Learning something new every day. I chipped a nail. That's what I'm messing around with. But anyway, thank you guys so much. I got to go get ready for the fall festival. And I will see you guys back here. If I'm not going to do the hike on Monday, then I'll see you guys back here on Tuesday. So yes, and I'm gonna check out your mandolin video in the inbox. Thank you for sending that, and thank you for reminding. Bye, Sad. I'll see you next time. Just for you, my friend. Bye, you guys. See you later.